I'm excited. Look over here next to me. I've got two of Tullahoma's finest ladies on the same set at the same time.
Awesome.
And I just need to give up the throne right now. Kelly Lipchinsky, one of the most talented young women that I've run across, and I don't know when, and you don't know how proud I am that we are involved with Light Tube now in a way that this young lady can be sitting on stage right now.
You're right about
One of the
that.
best journalists I've ever been around, and has a new show that's on the air on Channel 15 and Channel 6, and it's Talk Tullahoma, and it's your podcast.
It is, yes, Doc.
Great.
Yeah.
And
Talking Tullahoma is, as you said, a podcast where I do kind of the same thing you're doing right now. I have people come over to my office and talk about things that are pertinent to Tullahoma or organizations that are pertinent to Tullahoma, and you know, we get that out and wrapped up and then send it out to multiple places. So I'm glad that it does get a video life here on channel 6 or 15, but it also has a life on YouTube, and it has an audio-only life on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
That's awesome.
you know, Kelly, and you probably have researched this to the point that you know the numbers, maybe not, but there is a huge amount of people in cars driving back and forth to work that are not listening to radio, not listening to music, they're listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I think part of that comes with age too, because I was always into music. I always had music on in the car. And as I got a little older, I switched more to, I listen to old time radio shows, I listen to podcasts, and it's rare now that there's music on in my car. And a lot of people, as we're hitting that sort of middle age, I'm finding I'm not alone in that sort of switch.
Well, and it's a wonderful way to educate yourself about what's going on, not just on your street, in your town, but in the world.
But in the world, that's true.
Yeah.
Because it has a huge reach.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that's really nice, and I think you're going to see this too with the Mick and Max show. We were talking about this before we went to air.
Right.
You know, is that people who came to Tullahoma and lived in Tullahoma for some time still have an interest in it, and whether that's just sports or the town. You know, there's still going to be people who want to know what's going on here, and with a podcast, you can do that anywhere, whether it's on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts. You know, they can be anywhere in the world really, and call it up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, and we don't have television at home. We haven't in probably 10, 12 years. And Fran uses her phone to educate herself in different things, and it's amazing to me what I read and she watches. And she's watching stuff in Ukraine, she's watching stuff all around the world, and there's so many people who use that little device that we all carry around with us to educate themselves.
Absolutely.
And you can find just about anything you want in the world on that little old phone.
Well, you know, I traveled, I think it was last weekend, no, the weekend before, to Chicago. Long drive. And I had a weekend, so I drove on Friday, was in Chicago Saturday, drove back on Sunday. That's a lot, 20-something hours in the car.
Right.
So I listened to podcasts and audiobooks on my phone, had it charging on the car, going through the stereo, and I don't think I turned on music once, but I listened to all kinds of podcasts and audiobooks through the phone.
Right.
It's
Now,
wonderful.
you went to Chicago this last weekend.
The weekend before last.
Weekend before. Why did you go to Chicago? That's the reason, one of the reasons she's here today. Just why did you go to Chicago?
Well, actually, no, Chicago was not, and I know you think it's going to be for bowling. It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, Chicago was actually an accident. And it was supposed to be my brother's birthday party. He lives here, but he was going to take his wife to Chicago, I think for the first time. And they have a special needs child, and they just couldn't make the trip and couldn't redeem the points that they'd used to get the hotel room. I'll take it. I'll go. I'll take the hit. I'll take one for the family. I'll go to Chicago.
Yes.
So I really love that town. It's one of the few places that I've gone repeatedly
The food is wonderful.
Oh yeah,
there.
I went to Harry Carey's Steakhouse and had a good time there. I went to Lou Malnati's pizza place because I usually go to Giordano's for people who know Chicago, you know, deep dish pizza, but I had not tried Lou Malnati's, so I did that this time. Did not hit Portillo's this time, but
yeah,
you know, there's always.
Well, you know, when
time.
we opened Daddy Billy's Delicatessen 50 years ago, we bought all of our meat and cheese from Chicago.
Yeah.
And you can't find a better black peppered pastrami anywhere in the world.
Now I did not know
than
that.
what you get in Chicago.
Okay.
Best there is. So
I'll add that to my list for next time.
okay, so good for Chicago. You got your points today. Now,
Yeah.
I just happened to see something today on that this morning or during the night probably because I was up about this lady right here who is a bowler.
I am.
She won.
I won.
You won. How many people? Where did you go? Just tell us the story.
Okay, well, this last weekend was the senior championship for the state of Tennessee.
Right.
For bowlers over 50. Now, they separate men from women. I didn't beat. There were 25 men who did better than I did, but no woman did better than I did.
That's
I won the
awesome.
women's seniors bowling.
And how many were bowling?
Over 700. 726, I think, if I remember the math.
And you?
And you.
And I was the top woman, yeah.
And
Not
the
only in my
trophy.
age.
I saw you the trophy in your hand.
Well, that was AI, and I said that in the post. Because if you look at that picture, I have 6 fingers on one hand. But yeah, I was like, just for fun, here's a picture of the win, because you don't get a trophy. They send a check in the mail. So
A check is good.
yeah, I'll take the check. And it'll be, I think, my 3rd check now.
Really?
Great.
Yeah.
Is there now? Is this professional women's bowling or is it amateur?
No,
women's
it would
bowling?
be amateur.
Amateur?
I don't think that they. I don't really know how they separate those out when you think about it, because it just is a state tournament. But surely I was not beating professional bowlers. I would really be surprised. Now, see, I went. One of the other checks that we were talking about came from another tournament that I went to Wisconsin for.
Yeah, I remember you went to that one.
And I got a check out of that one, but my team was maybe, I don't know, 27th out of 600 teams. And as a singles bowler, I didn't place at all. So I had no expectations going into this last weekend, none at all. But when you get rid of those nice, able-bodied young bowlers,
Yeah.
I tended to
Whack 'em
made it to
all.
the top. Right.
You know, so, how does that work? You're bowling as a single, right? Mm-hmm. You're not. This is not team play.
Not this one.
It's all about score, right? Or
Yeah.
do you beat individuals?
No. It's all about your score. After you roll 3 games, and your total of those 3 games plus your handicap gives you your score for the event. And the
For
event.
the event or was it like one day?
No, it was a whole month of August. I just happened to go on the final weekend. So, and that was because of the Chicago trip. I was actually scheduled to bowl on the 16th, but I was in Chicago on the 16th, so they moved me to the 23rd.
So you're bowling three times?
Yeah, you 3 games in a row, just like you would on, just like you would
It's
on
not
league.
like you're bowling 20 games.
No.
3 games.
Not if you're just doing singles.
What was your average?
My average 164. Let's say
Right.
I'm not a 200 bowler. I'm not even a 180 bowler as an average. I can hit those scores, but
Right.
not consistently. So, like I said, I had no expectation going in, but yeah, it
There
helped.
you go.
Yeah.
You were just very good.
What-
I had a good day
Or
too.
lucky,
I
maybe.
did. I hit those scores that day for sure.
That's
So.
wonderful.
How do you pick your ball?
Honestly, the one I'm rolling now is one I won at last year's. I'm on the USBC board of directors.
Okay.
And every year there's an annual membership meeting for all the people who are USBC sanctioned. And so last year when we held that meeting, I had not yet been elected to the board of directors, so I was just there as a member, and they raffled off a ball. And it was a ball that one of the really good male bowlers in the league, a man named David Russell, it was a ball that had been one of his favorites. He'd bought another one, not drilled it, and he said, I've switched to a different ball. let's raffle this one off, and I won it. And it has worked pretty well for me.
Evidently, you're the winner.
Yes.
You're the winner. Well, this is just one part of this incredible woman's life. She's a championship bowler.
Yeah, that's.
And I wanted to mention your acting ability.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think what we'll do, I guess, what are we gonna? We're gonna keep talking here right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. You know, the funny thing is you said championship bowler, and you're going to bring up theater, but I'll tell you what, bowling it was never easy for me. About 7 years ago, a bowling ball showed up on my front porch.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't know where it came from. Like the next day, a pair of shoes showed up on my front porch. And finally, I sent a text to my brother. I said, "Do you know anything about this?" And he's like, "Yes, you're bowling on Fridays now." And 7 years ago, I couldn't break 100. I worked at this, and it's one of the things I've had to really work at. It did not come naturally at all, and I'm still not where I want to be, as far as where my average lies.
Right.
But every year, I added about 10 pins to my average.
Okay, now why did your brother butt into your life and tell you needed to be a bowler?
I am betting, having now had 7 years of losing players on my team, betting that he had lost a player and needed a warm body.
Oh, so your brother's a bowler?
He is.
Okay, There you go. There you go. So, well, that's just part of the story. What we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more of Kelly Lipchinsky. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Kelly Lipchinsky Show. And I was watching her podcast this morning before we started doing this show, and she was doing an interview with Rosie Graham. Mm-hmm. And the last time I saw the two of them in the same room together, they were on the stage, mm-hmm. and it was more or less a battleground in a beauty parlor.
Right.
And that play was
Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias. Mm-hmm. This one is the new one coming out.
Rosie's involved in Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green mm-hmm. Gables.
And
Kelly was interviewing her about that.
Next weekend, I think, isn't it?
I think it's the weekend after. It's September 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. 11th. Yes, right. It's running on the 11th that weekend.
I think it's going to be a great play. It's got a fabulous cast, and the girl doing the lead is so cute.
Now, I have not met her yet. We're working right now, hopefully, to get some of those kids.
They came on and had an interview with me, and of course, Frank Wonder.
Mm-hmm, right.
It's always fabulous, I think, and this is going to be a great group. But I was so impressed with Steel Magnolias. I just have to bring that up. And you had one of my favorite, well, actually, probably my favorite part.
I had a lot of really good lines
and
in
once
that show, for sure.
Some time ago, I did trivia in Steel Magnolias.
Really?
So I sort of had the play memorized.
Oh, nice.
And you all did not disappoint.
Oh, that's nice to hear. We really enjoyed that. And we're still all getting together. I mean, we still meet as a group.
Connected to people that you work with like that, and you form a certain friendship that goes with you for a lifetime.
Yeah, but it's nice because it's a group of women, and a lot of times, if you get yourself into a group of women, not everybody gels. There's at least one person who doesn't gel. Right. And this group, we have really gotten along. We've gotten together. We celebrated Rosie's milestone birthday, and we've taken a girls' trip to Gatlinburg. So that group really came together well.
I love that. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. And do you have any other play coming up that you're interested in?
You know what? I don't. Mainly because both of the theaters in town right now are just so musical heavy, and that is just not where my heart lies. It's also not where my feet lie. If you got to dance, that's just not what's going to happen for me.
Well, I'm hoping that's a few serious things. I like serious plays once in a while, and then I like hysterical comedies without music.
Yeah, I saw.
I'm a musician. I do love music.
Yeah. Well, now, like I said, I don't really do the musicals, but I did see Manchester Arts Center just released their lineup for the next season, and Crimes of the Heart is on there, so there's a non-musical
wonderful.
show.
That's a great play.
There's another one I think that was on there that might be along the lines of a farce. I can't remember what it was, so I might be looking into something over there in Manchester next year.
Well, you really are a wonderful actress, and have you been interested all your life in acting?
No, actually.
When did you get the bug?
The funny part about that is I was in high school, and I had a boyfriend, Mark Klein, if anybody remembers him. And he was a big theater guy. And so I started working backstage on shows that he was in. And I was backstage at South Jackson for years and years and years. And then I went off to college and did a couple of other things, because actually Mark and I weren't dating anymore by that point, but we went to the same college. So I was still working in the theater through him. And then I was doing so much of it after work that I finally said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I should just find a way to make theater work, and then I don't have to work two jobs.
You don't have to work two jobs, that's great.
So I went to work for Chaffin's Barn Dinner Theater in Nashville as their resident stage manager.
They did some great stuff.
Oh
there.
yeah, they did some absolutely great stuff. And the thing about that though is it's immersion. It's that's better than a 4-year degree in theater, because you're there watching the professionals day in, day out. But as stage manager, you're also reading the lines at the same time and hearing how they're interpreting them, and when they mess up and how they mess up and why. And the more that you're exposed to it like that, the more you're making those connections yourself. And then it was, well, I want to get up there, yeah. And so, I did my first professional play under the age of 30, and I did it for the next 10 years until I decided it was time to start thinking about my retirement account. And theater was not going to build that.
You're absolutely a busy person. I don't see you just sitting around doing nothing.
No, I very rarely sit around doing. In fact, sometimes I would really wish I had time to sit and do nothing.
I know, I feel the same way, and I thought I'd get old and not have so much to do. And before you know it, you're busy all the time.
Absolutely. But it's good.
Do you have a pet?
I have many pets. I have many pets. Again, through family occasions, things have happened. My mother passed away with many cats. I had 2 cats, and I inherited her cats. My brother, who had many years ago was divorced, but a dog was lost in that process and came to live with me. And then I adopted a dog from the animal shelter.
Oh, sweet.
A pit boxer mix that was named Locks, I think, at the shelter, but became Lola at my house.
Locks to Lola. Sounds like somebody had a procedure.
Right. Well, they told me at one point that they'd actually had said it Lokes, which I'm not sure, but I was like, Lola. That's how that changed for me, because Lokes just didn't speak to me, or really to her, honestly.
Right.
So she responded to Lola, and we went from there.
So you have
Cats and
plenty.
dogs.
And outdoor cats too. Yeah.
Outdoor cats?
There was a mama cat several years ago who I left the garage door open, and I found her having just had kittens in my garage. I had no idea she'd gotten in there.
And plus, we have we have a lot of cats here around this studio. Can anybody get a cat if they want?
The one
what if
stays
somebody
pregnant.
wanted a cat? Can they come here and pick up a couple?
The one stays pregnant.
Well, let me tell you
She's got
something.
one that big out there, and she's already fattening up again.
Well, let me tell you something, because I'll say this for viewers more than anybody. It was a big help to me. At the time that this cat had kittens in my yard, I was still working at the Tullahoma News, which, for all the good of that job, was not a high-paying job.
Right.
And there were now 4 cats, then 8 cats.
Oh, my goodness.
And
It's not cheap.
No, but our Humane Society will help you financially to do that. I had every one of them trapped, neutered, and released, and there are no more continuing cat problems.
Well, see, that's what's supposed to be happening here, but it just doesn't seem to work.
Well, you got to trap them and get them in for the surgery.
Well, trapping's one thing.
Yeah. They love tuna fish.
There's a little one out there about that long right now that's striped that everybody who comes here tries to catch, and that little dude is uncatchable.
Yeah.
Because they want it bad, because it's cute as a bug.
The Humane Society will also provide you with the humane trap. All you've got to do is bait it. Put the food in, and they go in to eat. And
they're going to eat. Well, we feed them pretty good.
Coffee County Humane Society.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See,
they were the only reason I could afford it.
All the information that we need to be given. Local Information Network. The link. Local Information Network.
Yep.
Okay. At the end. So,
absolutely.
and you're part of it. And I'm sure this is Tuesday morning. You're probably on your way to the Chamber of Commerce coffee.
I actually, this 1 month, I'm not going to go because I'm on vacation next week.
Okay.
I'm going to be producing 2 podcasts.
2 podcasts.
Before this week is out, so that the week that I'm out is covered.
Okay.
So I'm going to be busy this week. So
What time is your
good for you.
podcast?
it drops on Thursdays. When it's live, it's before the end of the work day on Thursdays. Depends on how easy it has been to edit, but certainly before 4:30 on a Thursday, it goes live on YouTube and all of the other audio podcasts.
And the name of it is?
Talking Tullahoma.
Talking Tullahoma. I'm going to look
And
for it.
you know, that name itself became, that Tullahoma talk or whatever, became toxic.
Well,
around here for a while, very toxic.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They are exactly backwards. The talk show that started on LightTube Channel 6 10, 12 years ago, Talking Tullahoma, predates that Facebook page, which is Tullahoma Talk.
Right.
But you're right, they're so easily confused.
Right.
But also, that Facebook page does sometimes give you an insight into what people in town are talking about or concerned about that maybe you need to look into.
Whether their information's right or wrong makes no difference.
Well, it's very rarely right. But it does show a concern.
Sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because, you know, what people are talking about is, if it's not in their mind for some way or another, as a factual piece of information, they wouldn't be talking about it.
Well, and the thing is, too, that people who are keyboard warriors, in particular,
aren't
necessarily watching board meetings or listening to our podcast or watching these programs. They aren't necessarily as informed as they could be, and they wonder why this isn't happening when that's been answered 20 times.
Right, sure.
You just weren't watching those venues, and I'm sure there are venues I'm not watching. I don't know what's going on in sports, for example.
Right.
But it just so happens I'm not going to get out there and argue about sports because I know I don't know about it. And there are
Except
things.
bowling.
Well, I know a little about that.
We'll go back to that just for a second, because I know she doesn't sell them, but Florence Hall is one of our sponsors, Clayton Shoes, the oldest shoe store in the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely.
How important are the shoes to a bowler?
Oh, very, very important. I mean, the fourth step, if you're a 4-step bowler, is supposed to be a slide. I mean, you have to have a pair of shoes that slides. You can't do that in regular tennis shoes.
And so are there better bowling shoes and worse bowling shoes?
There are, but let me tell you what, you want those 200 average guys to tell you about that. I got the shoes that came to my door 7 years ago. I just kept buying the same. Whatever Jake decided was okay.
Your brother sent it to you, and he's a good bowler.
Yes.
So he wouldn't send you a piece of junk.
Right.
Okay.
So there you go. I mean, I know, I've seen the guys get really serious about it that have the shoes where the sole comes off and they can put a different grip or a different slide. I've never gotten that deep into it, but yeah, I mean, they make a difference.
Well, let me tell you what, this has been for me a wonderful engagement here today, because I've always had great respect for Kelly, and such a knowledgeable lady and so professional in the way she does what she does. And I'm just tickled to death that you take time to do something like bowl.
Oh yeah,
and act,
and that's all thanks to my brother. So
because,
otherwise, yeah.
You know, well-rounded means you get to have fun every now and then.
That's true. That's true.
And we're just proud to have you here and be part of a network that shares time and knowledge together. And thank you for sharing with us.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for all the kind words.
Always welcome.
And
Always.
if you audition for that play, let us know.
Absolutely will.
We'll be all over it.
You won't be able to stop me telling
There you go. All right, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with something.